I still miss her. I know that sounds, I know it might come across as embarrassing or whatever, but I genuinely have never felt like that about anyone before her or after her, and I think that's worth talking about. You know, from the first night we met, we were talking and texting literally all day, every day, and I remember that night so clearly. I was out playing basketball with some of my friends, you know, just shooting around, balling off, whatever. I went to go get the ball, came back, and she kind of just appeared talking to my friends, and man, I mean, I stumbled back on over like an excited little kid and looked so stupid. I went home that night thinking like, should I text? Is it too soon? Am I doing too much already? And out of nowhere, I phoned it up, and it was her, and she wanted to hang out again with just me this time. And this stupid smile on my face. I was lying there down there kicking my feet at 3 a.m. reading that text. I mean, our things moved pretty quick straight away from there. You know, like our first date, if you can even call it that, was her asking me to come along with her while she got her oil change because she was too scared. She wasn't scared. You know, I knew that, and I wasn't much help either. I think she knew that too. You know, I mean, I just moved in. I didn't know what a fair price was in there. Yeah, I didn't know anything. I was sat there googling it before I met up with her. But it was an excuse to hang out, and I was never going to say no to that. But you know, there was a Dairy Queen like right around the corner from where we were getting the oil change, and so we went and got ice cream while we waited, chatted. Something so simple, but I genuinely don't think I could have been happier in that moment. You know, it was just a click that I felt that you just can't fabricate, and man, it just felt right. You know, like I mean, this girl, man, this girl was seriously beautiful. Like, I don't know how a fool like me even got a chance to begin with, but honestly, that was the least interesting thing about her. You know, she had all these like random hobbies and interests that I just hear no one else ever have. It was just so unique and just so interesting in so many ways, and she just let me into all of them. Man. I mean, like, there's this one time we were sitting there talking, and just about when I thought I knew about all these random things, she just drops something that she can break dance. I mean, like, who the fuck do you know that can break dance? I don't know whether to just burst out laughing or to ask her to show me on the spot. And what the fuck am I doing? Okay. Anyway, um, it was. It just caught me so off guard, and she'd done that so many times that it just felt so real, and so special to me at the time. And man, I've just never felt that before that, and you know, like shit, I need to stop myself. But anyway, you know, there was one day when we were back at her dorm, and she asked me over, just two of us, and we were sitting in her bed doing homework. And yeah, we were actually doing homework. And she asked me if I wanted to watch a movie, and bro, I swear to God, I thought I was having a heart attack, bro. I paused for like 5 whole seconds before I stuttered out a sure, and I could not stop thinking about it the whole day after. The whole night. It was just it was on my mind, and I could not get it out of my head. You know, it just felt great, and everything was going perfectly. You know, but unfortunately for me, I I made the mistake of this all happening at like the worst possible time of the year for a guy to do this, and it was pretty soon. It was Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I am fucking hopeless. I have no idea what to do. I struggle to come up with ideas for those things, and yeah, I was scrambling, man. But I got pretty lucky. She was actually away with family on the actual day, but I thought still, like, we should still do something. So I thought, okay, I'll organize something. I'll plan something small just before she goes away. And she'd been saying for a while that she loved marine biology and she loved aquariums, and she hadn't been in years, and she really wanted to go. So I thought, perfect. Here we go. I'm gonna bring her to an aquarium. So I decided to surprise her with a trip to the aquarium to what was the Aquarium of the Pacific in LA. If you know it, it's a pretty good one. You know, but there was just one slight little problem. Um, it was an hour and a half away, and I didn't have a car. And no way am I going to ask her to drive to her own surprise, right? That's just insane. So, unfortunately, I had to firm the cost of an Uber. And I'm not gonna say how much that cost because I might throw up, but it was a lot. And anyway, we get there and she's all excited, she's happy, she's smiling, giggling, running around like a little kid. And I don't think I'd ever seen her smile that much. She genuinely, it was just pure joy. And I was looking at frogs for like 20 minutes even. Ah man, it just seeing her smile like that just made me smile. And we spent the whole day out there, literally. Even the evening afterwards, we walked around the area, and after a while, we just went and we sat on the beach near the lighthouse, just kind of staring out in the water, talking about whatever stupid what ifs and futures we thought of. And man, if I could freeze one moment and just stay there a while, that might be it. Everything about that moment just felt so incredibly special to me. And there was this one photo I took actually where she'd gone down onto the rocks by the water, and I don't know why, but for some reason I just stood back for a second, and I swear, man, my jaw dropped. The way her hair changed in the sun, her laugh, the way her eyes scrunched up when she giggled and smiled back. I couldn't look at her and help not smile. Everything felt like in that moment that it was in her orbit, and I was just more than happy to just be spun around. It just really felt special to me for that moment. But then out of nowhere, it was so strange because it really felt like she'd let me in. She told me everything, even like those tiny embarrassing secrets that literally no one else knew, not even her closest friends or even some family. And then out of nowhere, I just stopped seeing her around. The text got shorter, there was longer gaps between, the voice messages stopped completely, and then eventually it was just silence. There was no conversation, there was no acknowledgement of what are we done, just nothing. And I mean, neither of us technically never asked, but we both knew, and then it was just like it never happened, like we never were. We just moved on and never spoke of it again. And man, that broke me, man. The night that it fully hit me, I mean, I went out on a walk. There was no end place in mind, and I cried my heart out, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was holding it together up until that point. I'm a big tough guy. I'm a big boy, and all of a sudden, it's out of nowhere. I had some music on, and one of her favorite songs came on out of nowhere. It was, and it felt like I'd been fucking sucker punched, man. It hit me so hard, and I could not hold it. I just sat in a corner and cried, bro. Eventually, I went back to my room and I tried to sleep it off, but uh, tried being the key word. That didn't really work, It kind of, yeah. But eventually, I just stopped waiting on that text that was never coming. I stopped hoping because I realized that someone who was actually going to be worth my time wouldn't do that to me. If they cared the way I thought they did, or the way I did for them, then they wouldn't have left like that. It's really that simple. And Loki, I also just realized I'm the GOAT. Fuck you, bitch. You're lost. But no. But seriously, as much as it hurt, I think it taught me something real. That love doesn't have to be loud and constant, and burning. It just has to be steady, And it's really more important to have the foundation of that than to have a roof with no walls. I don't know if it'll ever happen again. I'm not sure when or if ever, but I'll be waiting, and I hope if you haven't already, that you can find yours too. So, thanks for listening, you guys. All the best.